Research in churches in general says that if somebody has 5 good friends in church, the chances of them leaving when they have a struggle, whether it's a doubt struggle, a faith struggle, or an emotional struggle, or a life struggle, the chances of them leaving are vastly diminished. If you've got 5 good friends. And that's not my research, and that's not our movement research, that's Christian denominational research, and I think it's accurate. If you've got 5 good friends, you can handle the challenges that come along. We need groups sometimes. I think we also sometimes need training as a kind of disciple. Training in using our gifts. You know, well, I was a musician when I got baptized, and I think I still am actually. When I got baptized, I was a musician, so they asked me to start leading singing. I think I shared with you before, at my baptism. So I did my first song while my hair was still wet from my baptism. And I led 2 songs, and I did it how I'd seen everybody else do it. And I had a songbook in my left hand, I had a songbook in my right hand, and I had my left hand in my pocket. I didn't know how you led a song. I know how to sing. I knew how to conduct. You know, I conducted choirs, but I didn't know how you led. Okay, here's a songbook, and I just led the song standing in front. And then Doug Lazard came up to me at the end of that, and I was like a 5-minute-old Christian, and I had my first discipling opportunity. And Doug came up, and he said, Malcolm, great job, got a good voice. He said, tip for you, take your hand out of the pocket. You want to be an effective song leader? Hand in the pocket, not too helpful. I said, okay, thanks, Doug. So I took my hand out of my pocket for the next song. And then later on, someone said, you might want to wave your arm about. Okay, that could, and you learn, okay? We all need training, even in the gifts we have. First time I spoke in public in a church meeting, I don't know how on earth people did not fall asleep. I hope you don't today, but I hope I've learned a few things. We may have gifts, but they need drawing out, and we need training. You with me? We need training to make disciples. We need training how to learn to do that. We need training for a role. Training. And then I've got up there personal. We need personal discipling. I think what I mean by that is, we all need, as the proverb says in Proverbs 18, a friend who sticks closer than a brother. Or a sister. We need somebody who sticks with us consistently. I am so grateful for the depth of friendship I now share with some of you that I've known for over 20 years. Friends who stick closer than a brother. We need that personal stuff. All disciples have something worth learning from and imitating, but I and you cannot be equally close to all disciples. That's not the way it's going to work. I believe we do need to make a conscious decision to choose to build deep relationships with a few. It may be 1 or 2, maybe 4 or 5. But we've got to consciously make that decision ourselves. And I want to encourage you, if you haven't done that, to make that decision to do that. In the past, most often, that was arranged for us. You remember that? Yeah. And there was some good in that, and some not so good. But at least you had someone in your life, and you were in somebody else's life. I want to encourage us now to take a step of maturity and say, I'm not going to rely on somebody else. I am going to have a conviction that I need close relationship. And if you feel that you're not equipped to make that kind of decision, then there is somebody in the church that can help you. And it's somebody in the Northwest who says, I would want some discipling relationship, but I don't know how to go about that, who to ask. Well, that's fine. Come and talk to your family group leader. Maybe they cannot have some ideas. That's okay. Come and talk to a member of the leadership team, and we can figure it out. But we need those personal relationships. A conscious choice to commit to one another in a loving relationship to help each other become closer to Jesus Christ. The practicals are all over the New Testament. We haven't got time to look at all those today, but there are at least around 50 one another passages as well as other commands and examples. So that we confess our sins together, we pray together, we serve together, we speak the truth to one another, we train one another, and we just love each other, helping each other to be more like Jesus Christ. This is the way that Jesus trained and Jesus transformed people. I don't think we can do any better than Jesus. There's a quote from a book, A Master Plan of Evangelism, that I like. He said, proximity produces disciples. Proximity produces disciples. Heart transformation, change in our lives, takes place when we bump up against each other, when we talk to each other, when we're in each other's lives. Our change does not take place through email. Transformational discipleship does not happen via Facebook. Text messages have their uses, but changing the heart, they will not do. We've got to meet. We've got to sit. We've got to talk. We've got to pray. We've got to open up our heart. And that is how lives are changed. Why are we talking so much about discipling? And I pray that after today's sermon, we won't need to talk about it that much. We will need to continue to teach on it, but I pray we won't need to reset. You know, sometimes it's like a reset button on your iPod or something when something goes wrong. I think that discipling is kind of needed, that reset button needs to be pressed. I think God's been trying to, God won't press it for us because we have to make the decision. But I think God's been trying to get our attention to get us to press the reset button and get us all involved. And then we can enjoy it and we'll make mistakes, but we'll learn and be humble. And we'll help each other in the way that God has planned for us to help one another to be more like Christ. This is a significant and serious issue, brothers and sisters. It is a serious issue. Because inasmuch as there was some hurt and abuse in the past in discipling, we've now entered a new culture over the last several years. Instead of much perhaps harshness and abuse, there's now been a great deal of neglect. And whether it's harshness or whether it's neglect, both of those things are sinful, unrighteous, ungodly, unchristlike. And neither can be permitted to continue in Christ's church. Indeed, to someone in social services, whether you're feeding your child too much salt deliberately to harm them, or whether you're neglecting your child by abandoning them and leaving them alone and not feeding them, both of those things are neglect. And your child could be taken away for either of those issues. Are you with me? Yeah. What betide us as a church if we are harsh? What betide us as a church if we neglect each other? Neither is pleasing in the sight of God. And some of what I'm calling for is repentance. Some of what I think God is calling for is just a decision. I don't know for you, but I ask us, let's move on to talk about Jesus' dream. Let's see. Okay. Jesus' dream is coming. Let's turn to Mark chapter 1. Here we go. Jesus' dream. And in fact, we can go on to the next one, the scriptures. Okay, a bunch of scriptures which we're not going to study in a great deal of detail because most of us here know them quite well. But I want to touch on some issues. Mark chapter 1. In Mark chapter 1, we see Jesus calling disciples to him. In verse 16. As Jesus walked beside the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and his brother Andrew casting a net into the lake, for they were fishermen. "Come, follow me," Jesus said, "and I will make you fishers of men." At once they left their nets and followed him, because James and John do exactly the same thing in the following verses. "Come, follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Do you remember studying this verse? Or at least one?